Hey, hey, I am live. Give me just a moment. I want to go live on Instagram as well. I know that there is a delay. So let's go. All right, it's on mute. I can see comments over here as long as I don't touch anything. I think last night I messed it up. And here. All right, so I want to do like a little lunch and learn. I guess that's what I can call it, a lunch and learn. I used to do these all the time, but I'm doing one now. What's up? When you come in here, say what's up so I can see you. Um, I don't know if I'm trying to see. Let me tell you what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to see if I'm on live on my phone, but it doesn't look like I am. So that way I can share it, like tell people to get on it. But it doesn't look like it's popping up, so I don't really understand. I'm on StreamYard, that's how I'm streaming it. Mhm, I just don't know. Well, I will not worry about it, I will just move on. I will move on. Even though just like last night let me just tell y'all, last night it said nobody was on, and then when I got off, I saw that y'all had comments. When I clicked over to Instagram, I can see that people were on Instagram. It's just crazy. What's up? Say hello. I don't know if I'll be able to see your comments. I think I can. I can. If you're on Instagram, say hi. Let me know that you're here. What's up? What's up? If you're on Facebook, let me see if I can pull up. Can I pull up Facebook so I can see the comments? Because I did not like that I couldn't see the comments. And I don't, yeah, here we go. Yeah, I did not like that I couldn't see the comments, but now I'm here. What if I, okay, let me mute it. All right, so it's muted. And if you make a comment, I can see your comments. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Hey, is it Irene? Hey, Patrick. Oh, Patrick, I love Patrick. I hear that you're doing great things. You're never at the house when I go by to pick up your sister, but I hear that you are doing great things and things are going really well for you. I'm so proud of you, Patrick. I'm so proud of you. Keep, you know, trusting God and keep doing what He's calling you to do. Keep working hard. I know that you will. I'm sure that things get tough sometimes, but I am so, so proud of you. All right, let me stop talking to Patrick. Let me talk to everybody. What's up? I got my Facebook thing up here so I can see if you're on Facebook. So listen, this is a question I get all the time, or I hear people asking this question about like, should they get a business coach or should they get a life coach or getting like a brand coach and all these specific things. But I want to tell you how a faith coach can help you launch and lead with confidence. And it doesn't matter if you are starting a business, if you are if you're a ministry leader, or if you are a professional in corporate. I believe a faith coach can help you to launch and lead with confidence. They can help you to step up your game, to get to the next level in whatever business or industry that you're in. I don't think that it's business or industry specific or anything like that. I think that they can help you to do all the things. Not to do all the things, but I think they can help you no matter where you are in that space. No matter where you are in that space. I keep looking at my Facebook because I really hate when people make comments and I can't see them. Sorry. I'm gonna get focused. So why a faith coach, especially if I am trying to start a business that isn't ministry, right? Like I'm you it's like I want a faith-based business. I want a faith-based business, but I don't think I need a faith coach. I need a coach who can tell me about marketing. I need a coach who can tell me about content and strategy and systems. And I think those things are true. I think that you do need to know those things. But as a believer, when you go to a coach that doesn't lead with faith, when you go to a coach that doesn't have that, there is something that you miss, right? I'm not saying you can't have one, but that means that you also need to have a faith coach, right? You also need to have somebody that's going to help you to do these things. Why do I need a faith coach if I have a business coach and I go to church? Why do I need a faith coach if I watch sermons and I read the Bible? Why do I need a faith coach to help me launch and lead with confidence? Here's the thing: you don't need a coach to help you do anything. You can do anything you want. I posted this morning on Facebook. You can do it by yourself. You can do it by yourself. I will not be one to tell you you can't do it by yourself. That's the lie. You can. It's probably not going to be that good, and it's probably not going to be as fast as you think. It's probably going to slow you down. And it's because we were meant to do things together. It's because the way that God has gifted us and skilled us, it's so that we have this interaction with one another that allows us to go faster and farther than we would by ourselves, right? It allows, when there's another person, there's another perspective that can be seen that I myself cannot see, right? So you can do it by yourself. I'm not saying you can't. You can absolutely do it by yourself. You can do it without another human being. But when you do it without another human being, there are things that you miss, and that is just the truth. There are things that you miss. And so why specifically, though, I want to talk specifically for our time together about having a faith coach. Now, let me be clear, okay, real quick. When I say faith coach, I don't know about these other people, right? I don't know about these other non-faith coaches or these people who are faith coaches, but they didn't do it like that. I can't speak to that. I'm a faith coach, and I have been. I mean, even before I knew I was a faith coach, even when I was offended by the title faith coach, because I felt like, oh, well, you're saying faith, but I actually can help them with more. I used to say more than just Bible. Can you imagine? Oh, so dumb. But I felt like, oh, well, you're missing out on the part where I can help with strategy, where I can help with content, where I can help with curriculum, where I can help with accountability and all of these things, right? How to network and how to craft a speech and how to craft a talk and how to run a workshop and how to launch a business and how to launch a ministry online or in person, right? I have all of that knowledge too. I'm very skilled in those areas. So when I was first called a faith coach, I kind of took offense because I thought, well, when you say I'm a faith coach, I felt like you're saying I can't do anything else. And I think that is the mistake, right? When we see faith coach, we think, oh, this, or even when we see like Christian life coach, what's the difference between a faith coach and a Christian life coach and all of these things, right? And so I want to talk to you a little bit about that, because as a faith coach, I believe in empowering you to lead with confidence, clarity, and a deep connection to your God-given purpose. A deep connection, not a light, you can do it or not do it. It's okay if you postpone it. I cannot. That's not for me as a faith coach. Why? Because all the things that we do are centered around God. And if God is calling you to a thing, unless he's telling you to wait, then the time to respond with obedience is right now. And so I really want to share with you in our time how I can help you grow in leadership and walk boldly in your calling. First of all, there's a deep spiritual foundation. As a believer, it doesn't matter what your job is, what your work is. That's why I said it doesn't matter if you are starting a business or a ministry or if you are working in corporate. It actually doesn't matter. As a believer, as a God-fearing, Christ-following believer, all things are deep spiritual things for us. We have to have a deep spiritual foundation. It doesn't matter if I'm a teacher, if I'm a restaurateur, if I own a boutique hotel, it doesn't matter. A deep spiritual foundation should permeate through all that you do because you're a believer. So when I get up to be a police officer, when I get up to go and be a lawyer, when I get up to go and be an accountant, I don't get to leave my faith and my spiritual foundation and what God says and what the expectations. I don't get to leave that at the house. I take that with me. And so you need a solid spiritual foundation. You need something that is deeply rooted and unwavering in the word of God, that does not change to make people feel more comfortable, that does not change for culture, that does not change for clout or clicks, but it stays the same. And I have a strong faith, and my strong faith shapes everything that I do. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm saying my faith shapes everything that I do. And I believe that this foundation, this faith foundation, is really, truly crucial for your success. I don't know how you believe you've been called to be a doctor, how you believe you've been called to start a business, to launch a business, to write a book, to start something, to create something. I don't know how you think you've been called to do that by God. And it doesn't require that all the things that you do be sifted through your faith and what the word says. It's crucial for your success. As a believer, there is no way that you can even think that you are going to reach the depth of your success without it, because it's God who called you. Right. So this foundation has got to be, it has to be an integral part of what you're doing if you want to see success. And as your faith coach, I help you to integrate biblical, Bible, not just faith. Not I have to be careful. I want to be very intentional about the words that I use, because in this day and age right now, there's a graying. There seems to be a lot of gray, and people are using words like faith and spirituality, and believers are being deceived and being sucked into that, but they don't really mean Bible-based faith, Christ Messiah type belief and believers, right? It's like, oh, I'm spiritual and I believe in a higher power. I don't believe in a higher power. I believe in the highest power, and that is God, who sent his son Jesus, the Messiah. I believe the entire word from front to back. I don't think that, parts of it are wrong. I don't, no. And so when you have a coach who you know, it's kind of loose in their faith and loose in their Bible, and it's like you have to trust God, but you also have to do no, I gotta do nothing but trust God. I ain't even gotta stay black and die. I remember you hearing that all the time. I ain't gotta do nothing but stay black and die. No, I ain't gotta do nothing but trust God and be obedient and seek him and do it the way he said to do it. So I'm not coming on here to yell at y'all, but I'm feeling it right now. And so if that's not for you, then I'm definitely not the right one for you. I don't know how we call ourselves Christian faith coaches, right? Because I guess there are other, faith belief systems out there, but I'm talking about Jesus, the Christ, Messiah, Bible type of faith coach. Okay, that's the kind I'm talking about. And so I help you to integrate biblical truth, right doctrine, right theology with practical leadership strategies. This isn't just about you being successful for the sake of being successful. It is about helping you to align your actions, what you do, what you say you will do, what you will launch, how you will charge, who you will serve, where you will go, how long you will stay. It is to align those actions and those decisions with God's will and make sure that your faith is the foundation of everything that you do. I don't care where you do it. Right? It doesn't matter to me where you do it. It doesn't matter where you do it. My role is about helping you to. There are lots of ways that you can achieve success as a believer. I live in this world. Fam, I'm not dumb. I'm not out of touch. I see people out here having very successful businesses and lives based on, what we see as success. People whose ministries are growing and businesses are, I see that all the time too, just like you. And they didn't necessarily do so in a way that was in alignment with God's will. I used to say, I'm going to go where I'm celebrated, not where I'm tolerated. But as I have grown spiritually, I recognize, like, man, I don't care about where they celebrating me, tolerating me, where I am detested. I'm going where I'm sent. I'm gonna do what God said the way he said for me to do it. And that is the same standard. That's the same type of guidance that I give you. So if you want someone who's going to tell you to go where God said go, even though there's only 3 people there, then I'm going to be the right one for you. If you want me to be the one to tell you to go where God says go, when there's going to be thousands of people there and you feel like you're ill-equipped, I'm the coach for you, because that's what I'm going to do. So one of the reasons it's so good for you to have a faith-based coach, a faith coach, is because you're going to get a deep spiritual foundation. That's something that is provided in that coaching, a deep spiritual foundation. Another reason you want to have me as your faith coach is because I have my own personal journey of transformation. I am changed. I feel like I started from the bottom. Now I'm here. I didn't just come into this. I didn't, it's nothing wrong with growing up in church and stuff, but I wasn't like that. I didn't start out in this space. It's not all that I've known. And I have seen God transform. You do not have to go through this journey alone. I have walked the road of overcoming challenges. I have walked the road of dealing with feeling unsupported, unseen, feeling like what God is telling me to do is going to destroy the very thing that he gave me. I have been there. I have walked through, stepping into leadership when I felt like I was ill qualified. I don't even know who thinks I should be allowed to be here, but God, but because you told me to step up and use my voice, because you opened this door and you're telling me have a seat at that table, and use the voice and the insight that I've given you, I'm going to do it. Even when the people don't seem that welcoming, I've been there. And I am currently, right now, current day. It's not something that's in my past. It's something I'm doing right now. I'm right now embracing my God-given calling. Right now, it's not something I did a long time ago. And so I'm out of touch. I know what it's like present day. I remember what it was like back then. And I know what it's like for me right now. Right. So you don't have to worry about like, oh, is she really going to be? No, fam, I can help you because I've been there, because I was there. Right. I know what it's like to feel uncertain. I know what it's like to feel overwhelmed. I remember my friend asking me when I wrote my book back in like 2017, I was writing the book and she was like, you know, how can I help you? How do you feel? I'm like, I feel like I'm alone in this world and don't nobody know what I'm going through. I feel like I'm being ripped apart. And I was being ripped apart for a good reason, right? But it turned me into who I am today. It was a part of the process. There were things that God was removing, that pruning process. We talk about it in like this light way, but that crap is painful, fam. I've been there. But you know what else? I've also experienced growth. I've also experienced breakthrough. That's how I know a breakdown and breakthrough feel the same. An emotional breakdown and a spiritual breakthrough, they feel exactly the same. Okay, they feel the same in the moment, right? But I've experienced that growth and breakthrough, and I'm here to not just empathize, right, with your struggles. I'm here to offer real solutions. I'm here to offer practical solutions. Now, they are practical solutions, but they are rooted in both spiritual wisdom and personal experience. And so, anytime I'm in here trying to share my story, it's because I wanted to inspire hope for you. Because I'm not that special. I'm not that sweet. I'm no more special than the next believer. I get it. I'm a special possession, but so are you. And I may be more gifted in an area because that's the work I've been called to do, but I'm not more gifted to do my calling than you are gifted to do your calling. Does that make sense? And that's something that the Lord gave me. The people that I work with, the people that mentor me, the people that I hire, that I vendor out, like those people are as gifted in their calling as I am in mine. So I may be more gifted than you in an area, but I'm just as like you are just as gifted in your area as I am in my area. And so if God did it for me, I want you to understand that he can and will do the same for you. He can do the same for you. When I talk about leadership, when I talk about leaders and leadership and encouraging you to step out, whether you are an entrepreneur or a ministry leader or you're in corporate or something like that in this what they call the secular fields, right? If the reason I talk about leadership is because it's really not about titles, it's not about power. It is about us being called to serve others with purpose. I don't care what your title is. I don't care how big your platform is. As a believer, you have been called to serve others with purpose. And so my goal is to lead you with clarity. I want to help you focus on what truly matters in both your business or in your ministry or corporate role and your personal life. A faith coach, as a faith coach and as your faith coach, I'll guide you to make decisions that reflect God's priorities, not mine, not yours. That's let's stop right there for a second. See, I sometimes have my own ideas of what a priority should be. Okay. Sometimes I got my own ideas and I think this should be this right here should be the priority or common sense. When you're in business and when you are in ministry, common sense says that the priorities are your bottom line. And you get out here with these entrepreneurs and these faith-led, spirit-led, faith-based, professional coaches, spiritual coaches or whatever, and you hear them constantly saying things like, well, if you're not making money, you're not in business. Girl, if you don't be quiet, that is not true. I may not have a profitable business, but your girl is putting in work. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? So I get it that sometimes our priorities are what's the bottom line to increase those numbers, to increase that following. But that's not, I don't, that's not, faith coach is not going to have you on that. Faith coach is going to have you aligning your priorities, making sure that your decisions reflect God's priorities, not your own. A faith coach is going to help you to lead with integrity and humility, right? One of the things I want to help you do is to navigate the challenges of leadership by being centered on your purpose and the vision that God has for you. Not the vision that I think that you should have, not the way that it looked for other people, but when you have a faith coach, one, the expectation, I can't speak for other people, but for me, we are working together, you and I, right? We're working together. You're not just sitting back in a classroom where I'm teaching you and you're writing things out. No, we're working together. You're an active participant in this coaching when it comes to faith coaching. And so your responsibility isn't in just doing the work. Your responsibility is in reading and studying the word of God, because that's what we're going to come back to, because that's what you're going to get insight from. That's how you're going to get discernment. That's how you're going to get a supernatural strategy. It is how you're going to know, today's the day that I should raise my price. Today's the day that I should lower my price. It's not going to be based on what's going on in the economy. It's how you're going to know when to stick and stay, and when you're going to know when to move and pivot. There are times when we're looking at external things, we're looking at external factors like, oh, I'm making good money, so that means I should stay here. No, it means I should continue to seek God. And if he tells me to drop it all and leave it just because it was cool in this season, doesn't mean it's the right thing for me in this new season. Right. And so I'll be helping you to navigate the challenges of leadership wherever you are, by staying centered on the purpose that God has for you and the vision that God has for you. And for me, I think that leadership is about being a whole person, right? It's not enough for you to only focus on the strategy, or only focus on the bottom line, or only focus on that. Because as a believer, we know that there are spiritual things to take into consideration, that as I say yes to the call on my life, even if it's to start a daycare, even if it's to start a bakery, like whatever it is, even if something creative, when I say yes to that thing, right? When I say yes to this thing that God is calling me to, that right there, the devil is mad. The enemy get up. The demonic forces, they like, oh, we've been dormant for a minute, but it's time for us to get up and shake some things up. Now things are going on in your household that are not related to your business strategy, but it's keeping you from showing up. It's keeping you from being consistent. It's called those things that's going on with your kids. You don't even recognize that that's a spiritual attack. You don't even recognize that that's a spiritual attack because you decided to start a bakery. You thought, oh, because I'm selling cookies and I'm not out here, teaching Bible, it means that the devil's not mad at me. No, fam. The devil wants to keep you from doing what God has called you to do. He wants to keep you from being loyal to him. He wants to cause you to question the call and question the instructions and question his sovereignty. That's what he wants you to do. He don't care what you're doing. If you cooking, or if you cleaning, or if you in the car somewhere, that doesn't matter to him. He does not want you to be where God wants you to be. He does not want you to have an ear to God. He does not want you to be obedient to God. He wants you to be outside of the will and the way of God. He wants to diminish the things that you like. He also wants to destroy you, for the record, but I'm not here to preach. I want to just do this little lunch and learn with y'all for this thing. I got to stay on task, right? But when your coach doesn't have a spiritual eye, doesn't have spiritual ears, doesn't have a spiritual mind, doesn't have spiritual discernment. Sometimes your coach can have spiritual discernment for themselves. But because I've been called to coach in this way and in this manner, I have prophetic listening, right? I have a spiritual eye. I heard what you said, but it's something you ain't say. It's something you didn't say, and that the Lord want me to talk about right now. I hear what you're saying, but the Holy Spirit is revealing to me right now that this is what's actually going on, right? You want to coach believers believers, when you are trying to go to the next level and you are looking at hiring a coach or getting a coach or considering what type of support system you need to get you there, you want to get a coach that's tapped in spiritually. Why? Because we need to have a holistic approach. We need to take a holistic approach to leadership, because how I show up to lead in this space is 100% impacted by how these kids act. Say it ain't so. It's so. Tell me I'm lying. I ain't lying. That's right. That's right. Glow Up Blueprint says, as soon as I make a decision, here comes disruption. Yes, that disruption comes with these kids. That disruption comes with your spouse. It comes sometimes in your health, in your mental health. Sometimes it comes with other relationships and friendships and family relationships. Sometimes it comes in your procrastination. It's like, oh, I'm not showing up. You need for somebody to not just be saying that you're lazy and not just be saying that you're procrastinating and you don't follow through. You need somebody who can tap in and who taps in as a part of what they do. I cannot have a call with you. I cannot talk to you. I'm not leading no Q&A. I'm not leading no accountability call where the Holy Spirit is not present. It's just not a thing. And when I say present, I mean invited to interrupt, to change the way we're going to go. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, hey, guys, I know that the accountability call was supposed to be this, and I'm ready. Here are my notes, guys. I didn't make it up. I got my notes right here. But the Lord said, we're not talking about that. The Lord said, we're talking about this instead. And then you know what happens every single time? It's exactly what the people on the call needed, right? It's a holistic approach, because when I'm dealing with a loss and a grief, somebody died, somebody's sick, somebody got a diagnosis. When I'm dealing with a loss and a grief, there's a separation, there's a problem in my marriage, there's a problem in my relationship. There's a problem. I'm procrastinating more than I ever had. I don't have any creativity. I can't get up. I don't have any clarity. I'm being indecisive. There's something, you're just having regular conversations and the words coming out your mouth is not in alignment with what you said, God said about you. You need someone that's going to have a holistic approach to that. Why? Because those things impact your leadership. You don't need somebody that's only going to focus on your leadership strategies, right? It's about being a whole person. You need spiritual health. You need mental clarity. You need emotional well-being in order for you to lead effectively. And as your coach, I will encourage you to prioritize self-care and boundaries. Not only will I encourage you, I will lead by example. I lead by example. If something happens and I'm having a mental burnout because I've done too much, I'm going to take a minute, fam. Leading by example. I'm taking a Sabbath. I'm available a lot for my clients, not know around the clock. How can I tell y'all to have boundaries and then I don't set boundaries with y'all? So, baby, I'm going to encourage you and I'm going to lead by example. I feel like Paul, follow me as I follow Christ. Okay, I'm going to tell you to do this, but it's not something I'm telling you to do that I don't do for myself. I will encourage you to prioritize self-care. I will encourage you to cancel things. I will encourage you to bow out. I'm going to encourage you to say no. Right? I'm going to encourage you to be busy at the house doing nothing but watching TV, resting, relaxing, coloring in a coloring book somewhere. Right? Ensuring that you're not just, because I don't want you to just be an effective leader. And the reason it's not enough for the believer to just be an effective leader, but it's so important that you be a fulfilled individual. I'll say that again. It's not enough for you to be an effective leader, for you to be a successful business owner, for you to get the promotion. It's not enough for your ministry to grow. You need to be a fulfilled individual. And so working together will keep your relationship with God at the center of everything you do. I'm going to help you stay grounded, even in the face of leadership pressures, even in the face of backlash. And listen, sometimes as a leader, it's not the people you serving that's upset with your decision. It's the people that are around you. No, I'm not. I don't do that. I can't. I'm not coming to that. I'm unable to come to the family gathering because I will be doing this. Or no, I'm not taking time off. I'm doing this. oh no, I'm taking time off because this is what I'm like, whatever that is. Sometimes that backlash and those pressures aren't even coming from the people that you're serving. Sometimes it's coming from the people you connected to. Sometimes it's coming from within, but I'm going to be there to help you stay grounded even in the face of those leadership pressures. Um, Another reason that another way that having a faith coach is going to help you in your leadership is, I keep saying this and I'm just going to keep saying it. I'm super strategic, but I'm not here just to give you strategies. I'm going to say that again. Like, I am extremely strategic, naturally so. There is a strategy pretty much behind all the things that I do. My personal life, my professional life, ministry, I'm very strategic, okay? And how I read my books and what I that's just my thing. So I am big on strategy. I'm not saying oh, because we're faith-based, then strategy doesn't matter. That's insane. I'm not talking about being lazy and talking about oh, well, I'm just trust the Lord. Yeah, there is trust in the Lord. Yes, 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 right? But there's a tension between trusting the Lord and accountability, fam. You know what I'm saying? There needs to be a bit of tension between I'm trusting the Lord, I'm waiting on the Lord, and accountability. Because faith without works is dead. And so even though I'm extremely strategic, I'm not here just to give you strategies. As a faith coach, I'm here to hold you accountable. Now, you said that this was a revelation that you got in the Word of God, and you understood that the Lord wanted you to do this thing. I'm going to hold you accountable to doing it. Because obedience is greater than sacrifice. And I'm not a fan of gracing ourselves into hell. Well, the Lord knows my heart. He know your heart and you're going to go to hell. He know your heart and you're not going to be fulfilled. He know your heart and that's going to fall apart. He know your heart and you're not going to have the impact that he created you to have. He knew Moses' heart, and Moses did not enter into the promised land. He know everybody's heart. He's the Lord. He's all knowing. Okay. He's the Lord. He knows the end from the beginning. So yes, I'm not going to be that for you. You said we came to a revelation that we understood this is what the Lord said for you to do. Why are you stalling? Why are you waiting? I'm here to hold you accountable in your spiritual journey. You are, as a client, my clients have my support. I'm a place where you can come and you can be sure that I'm going to be asking you if your actions align with God's calling for your life and leadership. I don't care what a good idea it is. Make it make sense. You thought, okay, the Lord told you this, but make this thing that you're doing, which does not seem to align with that, make it make sense. And so my coaching style really blends practical leadership tools and spiritual mentorship. And so in that way, the Lord has helped me because I could listen. It's really good. It's a great idea. It's the way I coach. My coaching style is great. It's genius, but I can't take credit for coming up with it because I did. Okay. Because I didn't. But the way that God has created me and the Holy Spirit has led me to coach, my coaching style blends, practical leadership tools with spiritual mentorship. And so that creates a very unique approach that keeps you rooted in faith while still achieving your goals. It's not one that has you hands up, okay, I trust God and not moving forward. It's one that keeps you rooted in faith. It does not allow you to compromise your faith. It also doesn't allow you to negate your responsibility to respond with obedience and with action, right? Listen, I'm a woman in leadership, and so I know what it's like. I know how it feels to be overlooked. I know how it feels to have somebody doubt that your idea is valuable or the way that you want to do it. The second that you say, this is how the Lord told me to do it, people are looking at you like it don't make no sense, right? It makes no sense. Listen, I only got like 2 more points I want to make, but I'm going to be prepared to answer questions. If you have any questions about anything that I've shared, then you can write your question in a comment somewhere, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram, and I'm going to swing back through and read your comments and your questions at the end. So if you got some questions, you can start typing them in now if you want to. But I know what it's like. I remember one of the first ideas that I ever had. It was the first thing. It was the first time I got bit by the entrepreneurial bug. And it was to start a publishing company, which we still own, actually. And we haven't published any books. We helped do self-publishing. We help authors do self-publishing, and we haven't published any books. I think in like the last year. We also haven't taken any clients, right? We don't promote it. We don't talk about it. But if somebody should find out about it and they want us to help, then we do. But that was the first thing I ever started in 2007. We started this publishing company, and the first publication was to be this magazine. And so I didn't know anything about business. I didn't go to business school. This was literally like an idea. It was because my oldest daughter, I think she was probably like, I don't know, 10 or 11. And she was really into fashion at the time. And she wanted to read these fashion magazines. And so I would pull these fashion magazines. Like I thought like, oh, I'm gonna pull these ones off the, shelf. It's a fashion magazine. But then on the front of it, it would say like sexy, how to dress sexy, how to do this. Like it just was not language I want her using. Girl, you better not say, oh, do I look sexy? Because you ain't even going outside no more, right? And so that was kind of a thing. And then some of the ads. And so I was looking for something younger, like for teens. Even the ones that were, if you go to the publication's website, it says for girls age 11 to this, it still said like how to choose a sexy prom dress. I'm like, why are we using the word sexy? No, I did not like it. And so then when I looked at other ones, they were too like juvenile. They just weren't fashion enough, like fashion, but wholesome conversation or whatever. And so I was like, oh, I had to make my own. And that stuck. And so I didn't know anything about business. I just had an attitude about the situation. And I'm like, ugh. And if you know anything about me, that's pretty much how every business, venture, product, service I've ever sold has started. It started with me being like, you know what? I'm going to do it myself. I just got so agitated that it didn't work or it wasn't there. Anyway, so I signed up for SCORE, which is like small business, something. I think it's an acronym for something. I signed up for it. And I met with this guy that was my business mentor, was to be my mentor. And I don't know, we were just kind of discussing. And he said to me, just because I'm your mentor, it doesn't mean that I believe in your idea. Oh, you can't be my mentor. That is it. And so I didn't have him as mentor. I didn't have a mentor for years after that. But I was like, now what? I know you are crazy. So he did not feel any type of way about saying it. I know what it feels. I know how it feels to be unsupported by somebody who's actually supposed to be supporting you. Sir, I know you volunteering, but how do they pair us up? And even if you don't, I thank God. I thank God that he said it, right? I thank God because then I didn't have him speaking into my life or over my business. He was done, right? I was done with him. But I just think to myself, like, dang, even if you don't believe in me, did you need to say that? Like, isn't it your job? So I know what it's like to be overlooked. I know what it's like to be undervalued. I talked about this in my live yesterday. I know what it feels like to be unsupported. And so I understand that. And because of that, I'm here to create a safe space for you, holding space for you to grow and for you to flourish as a leader. And in the work that you and I will do together, you will be surrounded by like-minded women who support each other. You want to be surrounded by women who are crazy enough to believe that God might do something great through them, so that when you come in with a crazy idea, there's no like, oh, we don't know how that's going to work. They're like, oh my goodness, I don't know how you're going to do it, but I can't wait to see the Lord do it for you. Like, that's what you want to be in. And so that's the space that I have been blessed to be able to create. And those are the types of women that I've been blessed to attract. You won't just be celebrated, right? It's not this shallow good job. You will be empowered to lead boldly. And you'll know that you have the support of a community that believes in you, not just because they like you and you're cute, but because they understand that God can do anything, anything through anybody, right? They understand that God can do anything through anybody. And so I don't know if you can tell this, especially since we talked about accountability, but my coaching isn't just about like talking in theory. I think talk is cheap personally. And I love to talk. I got a lot of words. We've been on this live for quite some time. I'm going to be done by 1:30. I started at 12:30. I'll be done by 1:30. But if you don't know me, let me tell you something. If you know me, then you already know what it is. I'm not about talk. I'm about action. Okay, you got that revelation, but what did you do? I mean, I'm excited about a revelation, but I really be clapping for action, truthfully. I could probably stand to work on that, but that's the truth. You got a revelation? Oh, I love that. Now what we doing, boss? What are we doing? What did you do? So the Lord told you that, and so you did what? Because it don't cost you nothing to start no Facebook group, girl. Bye. So miss me with the I don't know where to start. Did you Google? Okay, no. Okay, so having me as a coach is not all about like, oh, we're like floating in the sky and I just want you to feel good. No, fam. We are talking about action. With me as your coach, I am action oriented and results driven. Why? Because I believe that when God said be fruitful and multiply, when he called us to do something, he said if we abide in him and he abides in us, that we would bear fruit, that it's to his father's glory that we bear much fruit. And so for the entrepreneur, for the ministry, that looks like success, that looks like fruit, that looks like growth, that looks like impact of some kind. Sometimes it looks like continued obedience over time. Sometimes it looks like continued obedience, even if it doesn't grow the way I want it to grow. It looks like I planted another 100 seeds today. I planted another 5 seeds today. I don't know how many people are going to buy it. I don't know how many people are going to show up for the show. I don't know how many people are going to read the book. I don't know how many people are going to listen. I don't know how many people are going to clap when I get this promotion. I don't know about that. But what I do know is that when I get a revelation from God and he tells me to do something, I'm celebrating the fact that I took action, that I was obedient. How many days did I remain obedient? Right? Like that's what we're talking about. And so, because of that, I'm going to help you to set clear, actionable goals. What are you doing? Not that fake, I'm going to read more. I'm going to post more. What does more mean? 2 posts a week, where? What type of post? 3 emails, where? How many emails a week? How many lives a week? Like, let's break that thing down. I'm going to help you to break down the steps that you need to take and keep you focused on achieving real results. Doesn't matter if you're launching a business, growing a ministry, or stepping into a leadership role. I am going to guide you through practical steps while keeping your faith and purpose front and center. And I think that is the part that gets missing, right? There are a lot of coaches that are definitely, shoot, they better than me. And they got you with the practical steps. But the part that's missing for the believer is the faith and the purpose. The last thing I want to say is, as your coach, I believe in lifetime growth, not just for you, but for me as well. So I am continually learning. I am continually evolving and staying rooted in my own faith and my own leadership development. And I bring that growth mindset to our coaching sessions, right? I'm encouraging you to invest in yourself, to pursue continuous learning and embrace a lifetime of growth in your leadership journey. So like really when I think about um when I think about how a faith coach can help you launch and lead with confidence, why do you need to go ahead and get a faith coach? for 2025 when I think about, why that is. Um, it's because like the reason I push so hard is because I understand what I bring to the table. And what I bring to the table is a unique mix and blend of faith, experience, and practical coaching that will empower you to, lead with confidence, to stay rooted in your purpose, and, you know, really embrace your calling without hesitation, without apology, whether you're in business ministry or if you're in the corporate world. My approach is holistic, ensuring that you don't just grow as a leader, but as a whole person who leads with integrity and faith and purpose. And so you can, because of my commitment to my own spiritual formation, my own spiritual growth, my own commitment to God, no matter what is going on in this world, whether I'm a ministry leader, whether we shut the church down, whether I stop the business, I am a woman who is seeking the face of God. I want to become more like Christ. And because of my commitment and intentional, actionable steps towards that as a part of my daily life, you can trust that I'm going to guide you with authenticity, that I'm going to guide you with wisdom, and that, I have a commitment to helping you align your leadership with God's plan for your life. God's plan for your life. I'm not just a coach. I'm not just a coach. I'm a great coach, but I'm not just a coach, which is why it's so important for me to continue to use that moniker, faith coach. I know at first I was like, I don't know about that. But I'm not just a coach. I'm a spiritual mentor who's here to empower you to walk confidently in your given calling. Like that is what I'm here for. And I know that that hey, I know that that the doors to legacy are open. Courageous Discipleship is a membership that's open year round. The investment for that is $60 a month. It is something that you can get a strong foundation in Bible and Bible study and how to study the Bible. It's going to teach you about genres. I asked one of the current members of Legacy what she thought I should teach. And I smiled. I smiled at the list because everything she said was, let me see, I'm gonna pull it up. Everything she said, she's probably still on here, was really good. Best Bible study tool and quick tip on how to use it, like Bible Hub for a confusing verse. I could bold a verse. I could build a consistent Bible study routine. I could teach you how to build a consistent Bible study routine. These are all ideas. She said, I want to do a lunch and learn today. What do you think I should do? Do you have any suggestions? I don't know what I'm doing yet. And these were her suggestions. What's the best Bible study tool? I could do a bold verse, how to build a consistent Bible study routine. I could teach why devotional isn't the answer. I could teach you how to choose a Bible translation. She's seen a lot of newer ones lately. So have I, actually. I could teach on understanding the various literary genres of the Bible. I could teach on understanding literal versus figurative language in the Bible, and or I could teach on prescriptive versus descriptive verses in the Bible. And I love that list. The reason I love that list is because it goes to show the depth of understanding that you get when you have me as a coach, right? So those are the types of things, right? And I think that being in Courageous Disciples, that's a great place to get that foundation. It's a great place to get that type of teaching, and you get it even if you're in Legacy. But because the doors to Legacy close, I want to speak specifically about Legacy. And, Legacy is a 12-month cohort. It's live. We'll start January 14th, I think. I don't know the exact date, but it's not like the first week of January. I always think the first week of January. I don't want to start nothing new. I just want to just make sure I'm sure about what I'm doing or whatever. I don't know. So I've not taken that week before, but I'm going to take that week this time. And so we'll start January. I think it's like the second week of January, something like that. And so it's not for everybody, right? It's not for every believer. It is exactly what I've been talking about. So I've been talking about how I'm a good coach for you if you are a leader, whether you're in entrepreneurship, you're a ministry leader, or you're in corporate. That's really who legacy is for. See what I'm saying? Um, that's really who legacy is for. So 12 months, I don't know where to start. I feel like I've already given you all the things. Um, but legacy is not just a program, it's a journey, and it is designed for women who are called to lead, right? Whether you are leading in ministry, entrepreneurship, or corporate leadership, it is a place where you are going to receive spiritual mentorship. So you need to be asking yourself, and first, legacy, right? The doors are going to close soon. First, you need to be asking yourself, am I a woman that's called to lead? I don't have time right now to talk about how you've been called to lead if you're a believer. I ain't got time for that. But if you self identify, are you a woman that's been called to lead? If you're a woman that's been called to lead, can you drop a heart emoji in the chat? Let's start there. Let me slow down a little bit. If you're a woman that's been called to lead, I recognize I've been called to lead. In ministry, entrepreneurship, corporate, I recognize that I've been called to lead. Can you put a heart? Let me see. My phone closed. So now, because I went and looked at her text message. Are you a woman that's been called to lead? Drop a heart in the chat. Have you been called to lead? The glow up blueprint. I see you. If you've been called to lead, let me see you drop a heart. I've been called to lead. I see you over here on YouTube. I see you. All right. You've been called to lead. That's where you have to start, right? I think we are tired of being sold things. I'm tired of somebody trying to sell me something, child. I'm tired of somebody trying to sell me something. I'm tired of a coach trying to get me to sign up for a program. First of all, I just signed up for something. I just signed up for a summit, for a Power Leader Summit, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited to get that lady my money. Okay. And I also just signed up for something else recently. What did I sign up for? Oh, the Center for Pastor Theologians. I signed up for their live cohort. So I know we don't want nobody selling us nothing. I get it. But I have a call on my life. Okay, me. I have a call on my life. There's something that I've been called to do, and there's an assignment that I am to complete in this season, and there will be another season. And so I have to ask myself, okay, God has told me to do this. Is there a support system that I need in order to do it? Is there a support system that I have access to? So I know we don't want nobody telling us nothing. I'm not trying to sell you anything, but I got to get the stuff. I don't want to be sold garbage bags, but I need garbage bags, so I'm going to buy them. It's what I have to have it in order to accomplish this thing. You understand what I'm saying? And so I just want you to walk through this with me to see if this is for you, and then you can pray about it. You can dismiss it. That's you. That's you. I'm the seed. I'm here to plant the little seed. That's it. I'm obedient. Okay. So are you a woman that's been called to lead? If it is, would you benefit from receiving spiritual mentorship? Mentorship. I know we go to church. Are you being spiritually mentored at church though? Would you benefit from practical leadership training? They're giving you workshops and stuff, but it's really on how to manage. It's not to develop you as a leader. It's not to equip you as a leader. Could you benefit from spiritual mentorship? Could you benefit from practical leadership training? Could you benefit from a supportive community of like-minded women who are committed to growing and flourishing in their leadership roles? Ain't nothing like listen, my one of my closest friends, my best friend, that's my best friend, Erica Denise Davenport. It is nothing like having a conversation with her because we are both ministry leaders. It's nothing like it. I've been intentionally looking to connect with other women um, that I don't lead, but other women that are spiritual leaders also, because I feel like, yes, you get me. You understand how I definitely want to do what God has called me to do. And I want to run in the other direction at the same time. Right. There is nothing like that type of support. And so um if you're feeling like God is leading you, it's leading you, if you feel like the spirit is leading you into your God-given leadership, um that he expects for you to do it in this season with more confidence. You have a desire in your heart. It's like the Lord has placed a desire in your heart. The reason that you want to do it is because the Lord put it in your heart for you to do. And you want to do it with more confidence, and you want to do it with more clarity. You don't want to keep being so indecisive and keep running away like a turtle. You stick your head out, you say you're going to do it, and then you run back. You stick your head out like those, and then you run back, right? If you're looking for a deeper connection to God's purpose, then I can tell you that Legacy 2025 is where you need to be. You will be equipped to lead with faith. I will be there every step of the way. I will be providing you with tools, accountability, and mentorship, all the things that you need to build your leadership on a solid foundation of faith. I will be right there. I'm now enrolling for Legacy 2025, and I would love for you to be a part of this next group. So if you're ready to take the next step, you can send me a DM, message me on Instagram, on Facebook, wherever you're watching, on YouTube, and I'll send you a link and we'll get into conversation. Now, if you are a Courageous Disciple alumni, no matter how long ago, because I've run the program for a long time, if you're an alumni, then you don't need to get on a call with me unless you want to. You can go ahead and sign up because I know what type of biblical foundation you have, right? I'm not worried about that. I know that you have that part. If you haven't worked with me before, then we will need to get on a call. It doesn't mean that you're out. We'll need to get on a call, and you will get access to both CD1 and CD2 and their calls and all of that. But there is a prerequisite understanding and kind of lifestyle when it comes to like having a Bible study routine that you need to have in order for this to be a good space for you, in order for it to not be like there's just some expectations. It's just it's a given. It's a given that my people are studying the Bible. It's a given that they are studying the Bible, whether they have a church or don't have a church, whether the church is open for Bible study. It's a given that these clients are studying and that they are going to be looking up cross references. They know how to look it up. They're looking at Bible resources. They have Bible resources. Like it's a given. And so that is like the prerequisite, because I'm not really teaching that in Legacy, but you can get into CD if you need it, right? And wait for Legacy for next year. But we're enrolling now, and I'd love for you to be a part of this group. And so if you're ready to take your leadership journey to the next level and you want to know more about Legacy, I invite you, implore you, encourage you, beg you to reach out. I'd love to talk to you about how Legacy can help you grow as a leader and truly as a woman of faith. So if you feel like this is the right fit for you, I want you to apply today. I want us to work together to build a legacy that impacts not only your life but the lives of others, all for the glory of God. Right? Kingdom things that matter. Legacy 2025 is a space for growth. It is a space for transformation and bold leadership. Not this we asking permission to do what God has already assigned us to do. That's not for us. And so you can find more information by sending me a DM, and I'll answer any questions that you have. I really appreciate y'all for being here for this full hour. Thank y'all for being here with me today on this live. And I just want you to remember that you were created to lead with confidence. And I don't want you to let anything hold you back from, you know, stepping into your God-given calling and standing in your post. I really look forward to seeing how God uses you, and I would love to be with you in this journey in Legacy 2025. There are lots of things I didn't talk about today, like the gifts that you get when you join and the work that we'll do and the retreat. I probably should have talked about the retreat. It's included, but it's no need for that on this. But if you have additional questions, I'm happy to answer them. I see there are no questions on Facebook yet. I asked y'all to drop questions so I could go back and kind of get through them. I just see some amens. Amen to that. I see y'all were active in the chat. I love that. As I go through all the ones that are live. Listen, I see you, glow up blueprint. That's me. I'm the turtle. Laugh out loud. I go back and forth with God like I'm really just want to be behind the scenes. Lord, I'm good. And he's like, nope. All right, well, stop playing then. Stop playing. Stop playing. Get it together. Now, let's do it. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for being here. I'm gonna do another lunch. It can't be lunch because I'm getting my hair done, but I'm gonna do another live tomorrow. You just need to turn on your notifications. I don't want to tell y'all what time because I don't know what time, but it's going to be sometime tomorrow. Either before I get my hair done or after I get my hair done. I don't know, but turn on your notifications in all the places, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and I'll be on there at some point. All right. I hope this has blessed you. And I really hope to see some of y'all in this cohort. There are only 12 spots available. That's not true. It's not true. There are not 12 spots available. I'm taking up to 12 women. I'm doing the discipleship model. I'm taking up to 12 women. That's what I'm taking. There are not 12 available. Okay. So hope y'all join. I love y'all. Later.